Imagine, just imagine if we could link the onset of disease to a specific and particular emotion, and in doing so, allow ourselves to remove and release the emotion, therefore removing and releasing the disease. Hi, I'm Carol Serby, and I'm the owner of the Ominika Healing Institute, Northern British Columbia's premier institute for hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, neurolinguistic programming, energy healing, ceremony workshops, and training. So thank you so much for joining us here today. My Imagine this morning is my goal. I thoroughly believe that through understanding the emotions in the body, we have the opportunity and the ability to release pain, illness, injury, and disease. And now, why do I believe this? Well, I have two very specific reasons why. Three very specific reasons why. First of all, my step-grandfather, who is a native Hawaiian, he told me a story once that when he was about 9 years old, he broke his ankle. And back then, they didn't necessarily have access to hospitals and medical attention. So anyways, his mother put him on the front porch and did ho'oponopono, and whatever she did, unfortunately, I never got the opportunity to talk to her, but whatever she did through the night, my grandfather woke up the next morning, or the next morning came, and although his ankle was sore and bruised, it was no longer broken. So that is a first-person story relayed directly to me. The second reason is there are instances of people with multiple personality disorders that have a disease with one personality and they don't have the disease with the second personality. Now, what's the difference? The body is the same. The personalities are different. The emotions are different. And the trauma locks are different. Okay? And thirdly, I've actually witnessed it for myself in my own practice. I'm getting better and better and better every single day on bringing these results more quickly. It's still a learning process for me, and I invite you on that journey with me. So today I wanted to talk specifically about the emotions and disease. So emotions are literally energy in motion, and we live our emotions all the time. The problem with living your emotions is that through the way we've been developed in modern society today, we've never learned how to manage our emotions. So basically what happens is you're this beautiful, cute little baby, right? And you're born. And that's all you are. You're this physical body, this physical, vibrational, receiving body. And all you know is emotion. That's all you know. And then you're a couple of weeks old, and then you smile. And you realize that through a certain action, smiling, cooing, crying, whatever, you get a result. So now we've gone from the emotional being to the mental being. So now we've gone from being purely in whatever emotion we have at the moment to being able to manipulate. Isn't the right word, because manipulate suggests a negative connotation, but you're able to impact your environment by smiling, by cooing, by crying. And you realize this. So that's a big shift into the mental energy. And then we have another shift when you start to realize that you have hands and you can hold your bottle, or you can roll over or sit up or stand up or now start to walk. Now, what happens with all of this is great development, great, except we're developing our mental facilities and our physical facilities, but we haven't brought the emotional facilities along with us. So there's really nowhere that we have learned how to grow our emotions. And that's why I think that the explosion of the kind of psycho-emotional, spiritual aspect of who we are has seen such a huge explosion in the last few years, because people are finally realizing, hey, and then maybe they're not realizing it on a conscious level, but maybe they're realizing, hey, I'm missing something. I don't have the full story here. Let's go further. So that's the energy in motion, the emotions, and how we develop them physically. So the other thing that happens that we don't learn how to deal with in not developing the emotions is we get these trauma locks. So we experience an event, and again, we don't know how to deal with the emotion. So what we do is we go, hi Linda. So we go, morning. So we go, okay, I don't know how to deal with this. This is way too overwhelming for me. So we pack up that emotion. We pack up that, it's usually around an event. So we can get into the, what's the word? We can get into how it's packed, but the fact of the matter is I like to think of it as, you know, one of those Ziploc sandwich boxes, right? We pack it all in a Ziploc sandwich box. We lock it in place, right? And then we put it on the shelf. Well, what happens is we keep putting them on the shelves, and I actually have this really cute little thing for you this morning, and I will put this, I put a copy of this in below. So what happens is we have an event, right? And the yellow files are the events that we don't necessarily remember, but impacted us. Okay, so these are all our little trauma lock events, and the guys are busy filing them away. So we file the 6 major emotions, right? We got anger, sadness, hurt, guilt, fear, and joy. So all the negative stuff that we don't know how to deal with, we file the anger with the anger, the sadness with the sadness, the hurt with the hurt, the guilt with the guilt. And as we go through, we have these major events, the pink files. Those are the ones we actually remember. Those are the ones that actually create a remembering charge in us. And we think that these are the ones that we're actually always responding to, but they're not, because we have all these other little ones. And then by the end of the day, we end up with this really crappy, overloaded filing system that says, hey, you need to do something with me, and you're not dealing with me, so I'm going to force you. So that's when disease explodes. Okay? Disease is nothing more than your overloaded filing cabinet, because you've collected all these emotions, you've collected all these experiences that you just don't know what to deal with or how to deal with them. That's where I come into play. Okay? As a timeline therapist, okay, I can help you let go of all the fear, all the sadness, all the hurt, all the guilt, and which one did I miss? All the anger on all of the events that lead up to the emotional explosion, which is your disease. That's what I do. I do some hypnotherapy as well, but my goal for you is to help to make you well in whatever way, shape, or form I can. I also do energy healing. I do a lot of training, a lot of workshops, answer a lot of questions around how this stuff works. So the biggest thing when you're looking to address a specific disease, a specific problem, let's call it, you have to know what it is. You have to be able to name it. So that's where the doctors come in, and that's where you go in and you get a diagnosis. And to me, doctors are great. They are way showers. They are someone that recognizes that there's something going on inside of you, and they offer you solutions to help you manage it in the interim. So be it medication, be it surgery, be it whatever, or even a referral to someone in that area of medicine that knows more than they do, doctors are awesome. So I encourage you, if you think that there's something going on, go find out, because the more you hide, the bigger it's going to get, and the less opportunity you have to reverse it and turn it around. So if you think something's going on, name it. Let's go find out. Let's be brave. Let's put our big girl panties on and let's go. Okay? Because once you can name it, once you've decided what's going on, there's a ton of really great books. I have some of my favorite books here. I mean, we've got Louise Hay, we've got Donna Eden, we've got Carolyn Miss, we've got Debbie Shapiro, we've got Catherine Page. There's a ton of really great books out there on what the emotional meaning is behind some of these pain, illnesses, injuries, and diseases. And if you want to go even deeper, then there's people like me who understand the matrix energy, who understand the proprioceptive nervous system, who can add a little bit more layers onto understanding the emotions that have created these diseases. And again, someone like me can help you just release it. So whether that be through timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, past life regression therapy, energy healing, or just a conversation. Okay, or just a conversation, so that you can start to connect the dots for yourself. So as resources for you today, I'm going to put in my little file folder page down below, and I also have a disease worksheet. And basically, the disease worksheet just helps you start to identify some of the emotions behind what you've got going on. So I'll include that as well. And I just want to thank you so much for joining me for another online episode where we're following your map and revolutionizing the way you learn how your body is speaking to you. If you have any questions about this content, I'd love to answer them, and I'm here to answer your questions. So just leave a comment on, and better yet, if you could share with your friends, that would be awesome. And if you're looking for energy healing techniques, inspiration, or understanding how your body is speaking to you, I suggest that you go to amanikahealing.ca and sign up for our monthly newsletter. It's just a once a month, and it's basically a recap. So we send you to all the links of all the stuff that we've created throughout the month. And if you would like an opportunity to talk more specifically with me and us here at Amanika about what some of the meanings are behind your pain, illness, injury, and disease, I offer a free 30-minute clarity call. I'll include that link below as well. You can go online, you can book your own time. If you're out of Canada, all I ask is if you have a Skype address that you just include it, and I'll call you at our appointed time. And of course, we'll offer ideas as we're chatting. You can ask any question that you want, and I'll point you in the direction of any resource that I know. So it's our purpose here to support you in your courage and help you live your life full throttle, so you can be the example and allow others to do the same. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Amanika Healing Institute. Have a super day, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye-bye.